Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Zach in the Sky Dog for Jive Sports 12/17/25. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty good. How are we feeling today?
Tired, but we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Um,
We pushed through it.
so before we get into the NFL action, I'm gonna get you on the spot here. Did you watch any of John Cena's last match?
Absolutely. I watched the entire premium live event.
Me too. I thought it was pretty good. What did you think of the whole show and then John Cena's last match?
I enjoyed the show. The first match was sort of a wash for me because I was hoping that Obafemi was gonna just get a clean win on Cody Rhodes, but they ended it the way they ended it.
Go ahead, finish. Go through your whole
I just
review.
thought it was a good match. It was entertaining. It wasn't too fast paced or too slow. There weren't any moments that really grabbed a hold of me or disgusted me. Just I didn't like the end. I didn't like the interference from McIntyre, but at least you know you had both of the faces beaten up on the heel and sort of got in with the crowd.
I mean, for the first match, I mean, it was telegraphed. They were telling you that Drew was going to do that basically, and if you and I, we've watched wrestling long enough
Yeah,
to
I
know
mean,
that that's what's going to happen because they don't want either guy to lose, and Drew and Cody have this thing building. So I think of the four matches, that was probably the weakest. I
yeah.
mean, I mean, it was good up until like you said the end, but overall it was a good match. But on the show, I thought all four matches were pretty solid. Probably the best Saturday night main event they've had. Um, what came after that? There was a tag team match that was the kind of like co-main event. What was the second match again? That
Yeah,
was
that was Bailey and Sol Ruka, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
that was.
Soul Snatcher.
It was an interesting match. I mean, it's her move set is a lot to get used to. I mean, very very AEW based move set. How it feels.
Well, yeah, I mean, you and me have been kind of, depending on how you look at it, poisoned by Jim Cornette. Where it's like when I'm watching matches now, I want the shit to kind of look good and make sense, and
Yeah, you want that illusion. You want the show.
you want to feel like you're watching a fight. And when you're doing cartwheels and doing the little handstands that she likes doing, and that
And every
little
your
the
opponent's got to
backflip over the
catch you
rope.
and assist you every move that you're doing. I mean, it's almost it's not as fun to watch. It doesn't have the theatrics to it. It doesn't have the performance. It just almost has a circus feel. Hold up, hold up. Yeah, I can't hear you. I lost you. Hold up.
I muted myself.
Oh, there we go. I was gonna
So
say I'm over here panicking. I was like,
no,
oh,
that's
oh no,
me.
I lost him.
Yeah, so I was saying that tag match I thought was a hell of a fucking tag match because I think the only kind of botch would be when AJ went for the phenomenal forearm and he kind of stumbled. But overall, that's one of the best tag matches I've seen recently.
Yeah, I was gonna say the tag matches have been real wishy-washy over the past decade or so. I mean, but it's not as
Well,
big as a draw as it used to be. As
let me put it to you like this. I went to SmackDown in July or June, whatever it was, when in Grand Rapids. I was the famous reverse pipe bomb show.
oh yeah,
And
it's a good show.
since then, things have kind of like I've cooled down a little bit on everything. Um, I didn't even know that AJ Styles and Dragon Lee were tag champions. You know what I
I
mean?
didn't. I didn't either. I was sort of caught off guard by that because out of everybody he could be working with, I mean, I did not expect Dragon Lee to be anywhere near him.
Yeah, so it's like that's kind of the state of WWE tag teams is they just throw two random guys together because AJ Lee and or AJ Lee,
Yeah, I
Dragon
mean,
Lee,
there
and
you go.
that could be a
AJ
good tag
Lee.
team. AJ Styles and AJ Lee. But yeah, good match, good finish. Everything looked pretty smooth. Um, I so going to the Gunther John Cena match, I liked I liked the whole thing. I like everything about it.
I loved the match. I mean, I like the
The
way it
finish was
ended.
fine for me.
I love the heat that Gunther's getting right now. I mean, you wanted to create this over the top heel. I mean, he's the perfect guy for it. He's got the build. He's got the that classic, just professional wrestling move set. Nothing fancy, just good worker gets the job done. He's I'd love to see a longer, you know, more broadcast title run instead of like what he had with the world heavyweight title, where he sort of was just there, because everything's going on with the main title, which understandable, but I think he's a big talent that could be a big part of the future of the company.
Did you have any problem with the finish?
No, I didn't. I mean, knowing that John was in full control of what was going to happen in this match, I mean, it was what he wanted. I'm not going to argue with it. Is it what I really wanted? No, but it's entertainment for me. I don't always get what I want. That's been apparent since I was like 7 years old.
So I love the match. Obviously, in WWE, when you have like two bigger guys, because John Cena even at 48 is still a big. He's still jacked. He's still got a nice
Absolutely.
physique and everything. And obviously Gunther is a big guy. You know they go through a lot of their power moves. I think Brock Lesnar kind of made that a thing that happens quite a bit because obviously Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar matches a lot of suplexes, a lot of Germans, and then a couple F5s, and you kind of go back and forth with your finishers and your signatures. Um, I thought it was a pretty great match to go out on. It's not Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, but it's a good
I
match.
mean, that's a match that you're never going to see recreated. I mean, the workers that those guys were,
Yeah.
even up into that older age.
And so I was kind of arguing with people on Twitter, which is the worst place in the world, about,
Oh
like,
my God, I love Twitter because you find exactly the type of people you expect to be on Twitter. The people that just think everybody wants to hear what they have to say, and it's just the wildest take.
but yeah, so everyone hates Gunther and, oh, he's so boring. Um, for people that pro wrestling is supposed to look like a fight, and what I like about Gunther is when he's right now the closest thing that you're gonna get to watching what looks like a real fight. The chops, the kicks, the punches, the power bomb, the rear naked choke as his finisher and stuff. That you're not in a real fight. You're not doing cartwheels and flips and
No, absolutely
flippies
not. You don't have
and all these
you don't have time
crazier
for all that.
looking moves. Those moves all look cool, okay, but they're not realistic. We talked about, especially top rope moves in it, and like a multi-man match, like 3 or 4 way, and you got the guy that's just standing there waiting is corny. So I like Gunther's style of wrestling because it looks real and he looks like he's actually hurting people. I thought the finish was kind of perfect because a lot of people were making a big deal about John Cena's smirking or whatever, and I
Yeah,
felt
his
like
little
that.
smile he had.
And people were reading that as John Cena even knows this is bullshit, and I read it as he got put in the choke, he tried to get out of it. Gunther puts him back in it. You're in the center of the ring. Now the match has gone on like what, like 15 minutes at that point. This is him saying like, "You got me. There's nothing I can do here. You got me. You
Well, and
fucking."
that's the only way you could really take that as was
Well,
you
people
know he
don't. They
he
read
kept
into it, and
getting
it's
kept getting out of the chokehold, and then by the time he was back up, he's already back in it. That's why he said, you know what,
there's nothing you can
I'm
do
out.
there.
No,
Yeah, and people, but everyone on the internet and stuff is like, "Oh, well, fuck this." Even John, look at John's face. Even he knew this was bullshit. You know. Oh well. But then, of course, Triple H and Shawn Michaels come out because if anybody's gonna get some spotlight, they want some rub too, and they booed one of my favorite Jim Cornette quotes. Maybe it's not his originally, but they booed Triple H like the hunter that shot Bambi's mother.
Absolutely. I mean, just Peacock trying to cover up all of the profanity that was being shouted at that entire finale. I mean, there's no way you could not hear either "fuck you, Baldy" or "you screwed up." You know, everything you've ever heard at a wrestling show, and then some.
Yeah, the guy in the truck on the delay button or whatever was pretty busy because they were chanting "fuck you, Gunther" most of the match too.
Yeah.
Anyways, Gunther's going to be fun moving forward. He was already fun on Monday, so how about some football?
How about some football?
We'll start with the Thursday game. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. You tell me.
What happened in Tampa Bay? That's my only question. What happened to the Buccaneers?
I thought it was strange that, they looked better when everyone was injured.
Yeah. I
Because now
mean,
he's got
what
Bucky,
happened?
Godwin, Evans, and they get beat by the Kurt Cobain Falcons.
I mean, what happened to Micah Ibuka? Ibuka looked like the best wide receiver on the team, and that he was a steal in the draft. And I mean, the last month or so, he looks like the fourth best wide receiver on the team.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Kirk Cousins, 373, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Bijan had like 170, 180 total yards. And then obviously Kyle Pitts has his career day, 11 for like 160, and then he got all three tutties. Um, Very interesting the Bucks situation because we were all waiting for him to get Bucky back, get Godwin, get Evans, and then this thing's gonna start looking insane. And the last couple
Yeah, it
weeks
just sort of flopped.
it's been rough for them. So Falcons win 29-28 out of nowhere and for no reason. Chicago or Cleveland at Chicago. I got a couple things to say, but you tell me.
Well, I know exactly where you're going, but first on that Kyle Pitts game, congratulations to everybody that won a fantasy playoff matchup because of Kyle Pitts.
If you're still starting them, yeah.
I mean, at this point, you kind of have to if you still have him. I feel like, but yeah, Chicago and Cleveland that Miles Garrett were half a sack away, or is it half a sack or is he a full sack away? He's at 21 and a half.
Well,
Can't
either
remember if the
way,
record.
he's not better than Strahan, and this record's tainted if he gets it.
I mean, 18 game schedule. Somebody was eventually going to break it. Yeah, I mean the Bears. They've sort of look like they've pieced it together, but at the same time, I want to see them play a team that not only has a good defense but a good offense that could continue to put up points with them. But I mean, Luther Burden looks good on this and looks great in this offense. I don't know if
And
it's
that's
just
only going
because
to get better.
Rome's. Yeah, as I say, I don't know if it's just because Rome is out or if it's because they're finally putting him in the spot that DJ Moore had been most of the year, and he's finally getting a lot of those, sitting in an open zone and then being able to create in space, which is what you need to do with a player like that. But they just keep running the ball. They just keep putting up points. This Bears team's going to be interesting to see if they can hold the NFC North.
Yeah, I mean, there was no surprises in this game. Um, if you thought the Cleveland Browns were going to win, I don't know what to tell you. Obviously, uh, I, I keep poking the bear a little bit. Shedeur Sanders. People don't. Let me just go.
Oh yeah,
I like Shedeur Sanders, folks. I have
I
nothing
don't
against him
know.
professionally or personally. I want him to succeed. I keep saying I think the fifth round pick to a terrible organization, if he could turn that thing around, that's an amazing story. Son of a legend. That's a cool story. I don't want anybody to fail. I keep saying, unless you're an Eagle or a Cowboy. So I posted a little 14-second clip of the first pick he threw. People can read that as people kept saying, the great defensive play by the linebacker. He baited him. I viewed it as Shedeur didn't sell the play action at all, and then stared down his first read the entire time. And I felt like once the linebacker saw that Judkins didn't have the ball, which was immediately because there was no selling of it, then he
Yeah.
knew he was looking at Shedeur's eyes, and it was an easy play. Well, he jumped to tip it to himself barely. Whatever, you can call it whatever you
I
want.
mean, as you say, he
Anyways,
didn't
the
have to
point,
move much.
but the point is 80% of the comments I get, because that video I posted on Facebook is at like 18,000 views, and it's got like 400 comments, and it's all you're a racist and blah blah blah. But it's also they all say, well, I'll show all the other quarterbacks interceptions. I bet you don't talk about this guy, but you don't talk about that guy. Actually, I do, but you're not going to watch them. And that's the problem. Is I've made videos making fun of JJ McCarthy, calling him a Harry Trent Dilfer. I compared him to a made-for-TV Disney movie villain. Beginning of the year, Skylar, you were here. I was making fun of Baker Mayfield. I've made fun of
Yeah,
Jared
you
Goff.
were.
When we get to the Giants game, I'm going to talk shit about Jackson Dart. I talk shit about everybody, but they think that I'm only talking about one guy because they don't care about the other clips that I post. It's not in their feed. It's not because they're not looking for it, but that's okay. I just wanted to say that. I talk about everybody. When they play good, I praise them. When they play bad, I critique it. And you can say, who are you to critique? You're just some guys to get home. And that's fine, but we're all fans. We all have opinions. I don't
As
think
I
that I
say,
have
yeah,
any.
it's no different from
we
most of the other podcasts out there.
or just any fan in general. These guys mean to tell me they're not at home saying that was a dumb play or this was, if I was them, I would have done that. You got to be fucking
I can't
kidding me.
believe you threw that ball. What are you doing?
Or, hey, how about this? What was Pete Carroll doing of throwing the ball instead of handing it to Marshawn? So it's okay for you to do
Oh
that,
man,
but I can't. At least I'm on camera and putting my opinions on record. And then when I'm right, I can brag about it when I'm wrong, which is about 50-50, then I'm stupid, and that's okay.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. I mean, look at me. Look at me and my Cardinals. Look at where we're at.
win some, lose some. I took Falcons to win the NFC South. Um,
I believe I did too. So I mean, we're in a sinking ship
Baltimore.
together. So
So Baltimore at Cincinnati. Very interesting. You
yeah,
tell me.
that game felt like the death of the Joe Burrow Bengals. I don't know if he makes it in Cincinnati past this off season. I don't. He's obviously frustrated. The team has made zero effort to really help him and give him what he wants over the last, what, 3, 4 years now.
Other than Jamar and T, like we gave you
Yeah,
two
I
receivers.
mean,
What more could you want? I don't know. How about a little bit of protection? How about a defense that can hold the
offense.
lead?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody that's been sacked more than Joe Burrow in their first 5 years than
I think
outside of maybe
he's
Andrew Luck.
no. I think there was a stat that said he's been sacked more than Andrew Luck through five.
Yeah, see, there you go. And that's the reason Andrew Luck retired was he was just tired of rehabbing injuries, and it took the fun and the love he had for football out of him. He just said, "I'm done." Burrow. It seems like he's getting close to that. I mean, if you're a team like Minnesota that needs a quarterback and they have draft capital, or Indianapolis, I mean, they don't have much to offer. But
Man,
you, at that point, why not try to float something? You have, you know, a winner. Heck, this is the opportunity. Put together a god offer, throw it at Cincinnati, and say, "Here you go. You can rebuild. We will keep Joe Burrow on his feet and let him actually show that he's good at this and can play full seasons when he's not on his ass 60 times a year."
yeah, it's so we're on the same wavelength there. We probably heard and read a lot of the same stuff. I was just watching the post game presser after that Ravens game, and he looks so
He just looks dead. Just so
mentally checked out.
just disinterested in the game right now. They're not playing
He
for anything
almost,
anymore.
despite him being generationally wealthy and handsome and famous, you almost kind of feel bad for him. You're like, this poor fucking guy, man. He cares about this so much, and he's just defeated. He looks defeated. And so
Somebody
that was going
help
to be my
Macaulay
question.
Culkin.
So that was going to be my question to you, but you've already kind of answered it. Uh, you know, is he going to be a Bengal next year? Because I don't think there's been a Deshaun Watson kind of a quarterback that obviously Deshaun Watson has not lived up to what we thought he could have been. But he was
No,
putting
but
together a couple good
yeah,
seasons in Houston, and it was like this is the first time we've seen a player in his prime this young asking to be traded, wanting out, holding out. Burrow's 29. He just turned 29, I think.
yeah, either 28 or 29.
December 10th. He turned December 10th. He turned 29. Because I was looking at that before this, whatever. The caliber of player he is, he instantly makes any mediocre average team a contender. The problem with the Bengals
Absolutely.
obviously is they're one dimensional. Their offense has firepower, but it doesn't really have the O line. It clearly doesn't have a defense. And if you put, like you said, Joe Burrow on the Colts, Joe Burrow, fucking, I don't know, imagine Joe Burrow like on the Texans. Were talking about Joe Burrow
Here's
to the 49ers.
here's a fun one. If I'm Brad Holmes, would you trade Jared Goff, a first round pick, and either Sam
Yes,
Laporta or one of your offensive linemen for Joe Burrow right now?
immediately. I mean,
I
what
think I
team?
think that's the move if you're the Lions. Now you're getting to the point the Rams were at when they traded Jared Goff. I don't
Yeah,
think this is a team that's going to win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. They gave it their best shot. The closest they got was a game away, and I don't think they're going to be able to get back with them. I think they
and
either need
Dan
to
Campbell
go for it
cost them.
now. I'm not going to comment on that. I don't want to open that bag of that can of worms up. But that's the big thing to me is they need a quarterback that you can win because of. I
Yeah,
think Colin Cowherd talked about this. I think 6-7 years ago. You have two categories of quarterbacks. You have guys you can win because of, and guys that you can win with. Jared Goff has been in the league long enough that he is only a quarterback you can win with. You
yeah.
you
I mean,
you will not win a Super Bowl because of Jared Goff.
yeah. When I was on that 411 podcast with Keith and Sierra. Shout out them. We kind of touched on that a little bit, where I said, more and more, because this was after the Philly game, and this was obviously after the Giants game, where the Giants,
They got
folded,
lucky to even stay in that.
but even those two games in a row, Jared Goff was looked out of sync with
Jared
everything,
Goff.
because
Yeah,
the
he was.
second he hears footsteps, he's basically out of it. And now he's, like you said, he can't win you the game now. He can just kind of like hold on a little bit.
He's a game manager, and that's fine.
But yeah, I don't know. Very interesting. That's all you can say. So the Ravens are continuing to roll. Their defense has been playing lights out ever since, the first 4 or 5 weeks of the year. They were the worst defense, it
Well,
seemed like, and we were all like, "What the fuck's going
imagine
on?"
that this defense got healthy, and this defense looks like this defense again. I mean,
And Lamar
that's all
is
I
not
have
really
to
being
say.
asked to do a whole lot. He still kind of looks, like maybe 70%, 70, 80%, but it's going to be them and Steelers last week of the year, hope, or
Yeah,
probably
down to the
fighting for that
wire.
spot.
Man,
Here's an interesting
I don't
game.
want to play the Steelers. If I'm being honest, that's a team it's a frisky team. I don't think they're a powerhouse, but they've got the defense that's opportunistic enough, and they've got just the right pieces that they can put up points. Where you never know, the Steelers could hang with anybody.
Here's a game. Chargers at Chiefs. Couple little stories came out of that.
All I have to say, thank you to whatever powers that be that the Chiefs are out of the playoffs. This
Yeah.
this this dynasty was never close to what we had with Tom and Bill. I mean, this is get out of here with this. I am finally glad that people are starting to see. Oh, maybe we shouldn't compare Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady already.
Well, hold on, pal. He's 30. Tom Brady got 15 more seasons.
I don't know if Mahomes is going to make it 15 more seasons.
Well, you never. I so obviously, what did I just do? My sh- I don't know what I just did. Hopefully, it sounds the same. Um,
You sound the same, yeah.
I just have like, oh, how about now?
Yeah, you're still the same.
Okay, yeah. I
You're good.
so obviously, if you're in the AFC or I guess any team and whatever, you don't want to see the Chiefs because their offense, with Rasheed Rice and Worthy and Kelsey and Hollywood Brown and guys making plays here and there that Tyquan Thornton and stuff, they all have the capability and whatever. They would be a very scary team if they got in because they've been, you can't believe that an Andy Reid team is going to be like, playing with all these mistakes and everything for so long. Feel bad for Pat Mahomes. He's trying everything he can do towards ACL. They're saying, if everything goes as planned, he can be back for week one, but then, not having a training camp and stuff. I would expect maybe the first week or two of next year to be kind of like getting your feet back underneath you type thing.
Yeah, probably a lot of
But
running the ball.
yeah,
A lot
so
of, lot of rushing attempts there.
so Chargers win, big game for them. Chiefs are out, and maybe Travis Kelsey retires, maybe he doesn't.
I don't know. I mean, he's what now? 36.
I have no idea.
He's you want to talk about an elder statesman? I mean, that's
Let's while you look
yeah. He's
that up,
36 years old. He's 36 years old.
let's move on to your Patriots. What happened there?
The Josh McDaniels game. You can't get conservative just because you're up big.
Which
This
is kind of
is
weird because that's never been like the Patriots' MO, anyways. Like throughout his tenure there, the Super Bowls and stuff, they've always kind of just stuck to their game plan no matter what the score is.
yeah, but I think that might have also been more Tom having more control over the offense and being able to switch plays when he wants to. I don't know fully what they're letting Drake May do up there, or what Drake wants to do up there. But I saw a lot of Patriots fans just chalking this one up to referees, bad refereeing, some of the calls that were made. I agree there were some very interesting calls, but you know, one thing I heard from some great Patriots in a documentary a few years ago is winners don't make excuses. You just get back at it and go play the game.
Imagine Patriots fans talking about refs. But yeah, it's probably Drake May's worst game this year, maybe of his short career. And Buffalo comes back from being down 21 to win 35-31. Bad game for the Patriots offense, good game for the Buffalo's offense. So
Yeah,
it
I
kind of
mean
is what it is.
there were some weird calls in that game. I mean, there was one that I can't remember if it was Marcus Jones that got called for it. They called pass interference. The receiver in the corner went to the ground. Both had the ball. Patriots came up with the ball, but they called it a Buffalo catch. So I mean, it was they. But the same thing happened on the Tre'Davious White interception that was kept upheld. They didn't call pass interference. They didn't call any penalties on the play, and it just stayed a Buffalo turnover. I mean, it's just little things like that that don't get called the same way that you just got to eat and live through.
Washington at New York. Any thoughts on this game?
And I mean, not really. I'm not surprised by the outcome of this game, and
I am.
it's more of a ho hum, just another late late season game between two teams that aren't making the playoffs, that are sort of just going out there and playing a little football.
Yeah, so I fully expected the Giants to win this because they were, currently sitting at the number one pick, and every time we get kind of close to that, we decide to win a game. Here's for all my Shedeur Sanders fans out there, because right now I'm going to talk about Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart starting to fucking worry me. Because this is another game, concussion fucking evaluation. He's been asked multiple times, are you going to change anything? He's got these dumbass fucking answers about, this isn't
Hey, we're not playing
soccer.
soccer out here.
We're not playing soccer. I'm not going to change anything. I just want to know where the fucking veterans are in the locker room that are going to say, hey, look, you're 23, 20, whatever, how old he is, 22, 23. You are not going to be able to do this for very long if you don't change what you're doing. And we need you to win. If we're going to win anything, we need you to be a part of that. And you're a fucking moron if you don't, especially this late in the year with nothing to play for, slide or throw the ball away, you clown.
Yeah, I mean you're fighting.
You're not impressing us anymore. We know you care. We know you're tough. We know you want to play, but this is fucking stupid. You're an idiot.
Yeah, save yourself for next season when you've got Cam back and Malik Neighbors back, and you've got whatever early first round picks you have on this team. Save yourself so you can have potential for next year. I mean,
Hey, but
you're fighting
Dart,
for a couple of yards in a meaningless game in December.
getting lit up. But hey, keep doing what you're doing because if you keep doing this, we'll end up at the number 1 pick next year, and we'll get us some Arch Manning. A guy that knows what to
Why would
do. It's in his
why
blood.
would you want why would you want somebody that should be a fourth or fifth round pick? I mean,
Hey,
come on.
bud, Mannings, keep doing what you're doing, Dart. Pissing me the fuck off. What's next? Kind of a
Eagles
nothing
Raiders. I
game.
mean, yeah,
Raiders at Philly, nothing to talk about.
no, because I mean, yeah, Philly won 31 to nothing, but the Raiders have just sort of turtled and given up this year. There's no reason for them to even really try anything, and I this game doesn't make me believe in Philly. You know, I didn't see anything that I was like, oh man, they're putting it together. They played a team that I'm pretty sure you could take half the teams in the college football playoff right now and they'd go out and dominate.
Let's not get crazy, but it certainly looks that way. But yeah, so I haven't. I'm not one of these people that have been raising the alarm or the red flag or whatever for the Eagles because they still just have such a loaded roster. We get that there's some internal kind of issues going on, but they still have firm control of the NFC East, and there's really no reason to believe that they're going to give that up, especially with the Cowboys losing. So
Yeah,
once
they
they
got
get in the
9.
playoffs, anything can happen. They can get their fucking minds right, and they're still dangerous just because they have so much talent. Yet the next game, Jets at Jags, nothing really special.
Trevor Lawrence, where'd that come from? I
Well,
know
he's
it's the
playing the
Jets.
Jets.
I was gonna say I know it's the Jets, but it's still. I mean, six total touchdowns is
But yeah, I did.
impressive.
Yeah, that was fucking Trevor. So
But
nothing
I am
much
not.
really to say.
Liam Cohen's offense is just a beautiful thing to watch if you really break it down. I mean, somebody that just knows how to scheme guys open and create such a great run scheme. I mean, he did it. Look at what Bucky did last year when he broke out at the end of last season. Look
I
at
mean,
what
all three of
ETN's
their
looking decent. Bashal Tootin looks good. This is a team you got to watch out for. But I'm really interested to see. I want to see Jacksonville play Houston now.
I mean, all three of the Bucks running backs last year under Cohen looked dangerous when they had their opportunities. He so obviously if you go back about a month, you would say Shane Steichen is probably coach of the year. But
Yeah, at that
now,
point, either him or Vrabel,
oh yeah, I keep forgetting about Vrabel.
or I mean,
But
possibly Sean Payton. But
I keep forgetting about. I just don't like Sean.
it's he's not an easy guy to like after all of the history. But
I think I'm just kind of butthurt because having Javonte Williams last year and him kind of doing this running back by committee thing when I felt like Javonte was clearly the best running back for the Broncos, and
I mean, last year
you
easily,
know
yeah.
I probably should have beat you in the championship. Blah blah blah. No, but who? So everyone kind of, I guess that's a lie. Let me stop lying because the Patriots kind of over under for wins was like 8.5 or 9.5.
I think the
So I
line was
guess
8.5. Yeah,
so maybe people weren't as high on the Patriots, but a lot of people still kind of saw that like a big upward swing was coming, but nobody really had much faith in the Jags, and now they're what 10-4
Well, I
or something
mean,
like that.
the Jags. Look at the Colts. I mean,
But what
yeah, I
I'm saying
mean,
is like Liam Cohen coaching phenomenal and made a team that nobody really thought had any chance to do anything, leading the AFC South. And like you said, his offense is really fun to watch. It'd be cool if you had a quarterback that could play consistently for him.
yeah. Trevor Lawrence has sort of got that Bryce Young thing going. When you believe in him, he sucks. When you
Yeah,
don't, when you stop believing, he turns into an MVP quarterback.
because he's got all the physical traits. He just
Yeah, I
looks
mean,
like he should be, and
this
you
was the
kind of get
prince
tired
that
of him
was
not.
promised.
Yeah, the prince who was. So yeah, you kind of get. So there you go, Shedeur, guys. I gave up on Trevor a couple weeks ago because I got tired of fucking seeing the same shit. Just fucking folding under pressure. Keep hearing about how great he is, and then in big moments he fucking crumbles. But yeah, like you said, Texans, Jags would be fun again. Have they played twice already? I think they played twice already, and they split.
Uh, I think so.
Um. So
Because I
yeah,
know Davis Mills got him.
Jags win big. Trevor 6 TDs. The next game, another kind of nothing really to talk about. Cardinals at Texans, 40-20.
Yeah, I
My
mean,
Texans fans out there, hey, look, your team is rolling right now. I still have concerns about your offense. I still
my
have concerns.
AFC South champion
I
preseason
still have
prediction.
I still have concerns about CJ Stroud. I mean, if you think about it, Davis Mills was like 3-0 or whatever with the same team, so
Yeah,
I
but I
kind of
mean, Stroud and Nico Collins look like they're starting to get it together. The running
well,
game's been stable.
I need them to uncouple this week against Brandon because he's got Nico and I don't need it.
You about to get your fade run by Nico Collins and Jalen Waddle.
And Kenneth Gainwell. I mean, he's Brandon's got like the matchup advantage this week because my team all of a sudden has like bad matchups, but I can't really change any of. I'm kind of considering changing Dart for Shuck because Shuck's going against the Jets and Dart's going against the Vikings, and we just saw, Trevor put
Dak,
up six.
yeah.
I'm kind of I don't know. Um, Here's a game that I picked the Packers, and the Packers didn't win. Packers at Denver. Hold on, real quick.
I will clear the
Denver,
floor. Talk about Micah
Denver is
Parsons.
Denver is consistently like a home dog, despite being like 11-2
The
or
last
something.
team I want to see anywhere is Denver at Mile High. I don't know what it is right now, but it's like playing Seattle on the road. Like it's a death sentence almost.
Well, and it's supposed to be, but they're always a dog at home. They were a dog against Philly, they were a dog against Denver, they were a dog against Kansas City.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that too is more of a
Situational.
people don't trust fully in Bo Nix yet, and I understand that he's been pretty inconsistent this season.
So yeah, he has his best game of the season. Denver wins 34-26. Micah Parsons for an ACL.
Bye bye.
I don't know if you saw it, but I posted our little conversation again.
Yeah, I saw that.
Um,
Yeah,
and just for the record, I never wish injury on anybody, even if you're an Eagle or a Cowboy. I'm not
this
going to
is
wish
not an
you
injury
injury.
podcast.
Um, I'm a player. I'm a player first guy. I like players on every team. I've never had anything against Micah Parsons. Um, Obviously, I was kind of happy to see him go to the Packers because now he's out of the East and I didn't have to worry about him fucking killing my guys every year because he is a great talent. I never said he wasn't. I just kind of thought paying a linebacker slash edge rusher $47 million
Yeah,
per year is a lot. Even if that's
that's
the going
wild.
rate, even if Myles Garrett and TJ Watt got money like that, I still can't wrap my head around it because of things like this. Because you pay quarterbacks that kind of money, just to reiterate what I was saying, you pay quarterbacks that kind of money because if everything goes perfectly, you're not expecting your quarterback to take a hit. You're expecting him to complete the
Right.
pass or whatever, but he's not out there initiating contact. Your edge rusher, your linebacker, your Micah Parsons, their whole game is hitting and
in the
punishment and
trenches, just
physicality and
over and
brutality
over
and
again. Yeah,
violence. So paying somebody like that $47 million, knowing how physical that position is still weird to me. I understand the money's there and the salary caps constantly go up. It just seems like a huge investment for a guy that's playing such a dangerous position. And you know, best luck to the Packers. I did take them to be a wild card team, so I'm still kind of hoping that happens just so I can be more
I
right.
mean, I mean, first of all, yeah, you could take the argument against paying running backs a lot of money and just copy paste it for edge rushers, but
And that's what
I think
happened.
I think right now Green Bay has just got one thing they should do: just take Edger and Cooper out of the middle of the defense and put him back on the edge where he was last year, where he was making a lot of plays at the end of the year.
What people don't understand too, I guess without Clark though, given trading Clark to the Cowboys, is that the Packers defense last year was like sixth in the league. They were still a pretty solid defense last year.
They
So
were,
Mike,
and they got better as the year went on.
yeah, I mean, so they were never a defense that needed like extra help. It was just kind of like this makes them fucking crazy. So good luck to them. They have a big showdown with the Bears coming up. Um, Lions at Rams. Thoughts?
It's getting dark in Detroit. I mean, this is they can win out and still miss the playoffs because the Packers won 2 or 3. I mean, it's all hands on deck for this team, but it's gotten more and more apparent that they can't really stop anybody right now. This might just be a tell on what this Lions team is going to be until something serious has changed on that defensive side of the ball. I mean, this time of year, you can look back at your draft class and say, where did we do well, where did we miss? I think you can say the Lions trading 2 third-round picks to get Isaac Tesla was sort of a mess because you could have got some sort of depth on your defense. You could have got some sort of depth on your offensive line. There's some pretty big depth holes that this team is missing that other teams have that has just killed them the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, they do seem to get hit with the injury bug quite a bit, and so without, I don't know if they've had like Kirby and Branch on the field at the same time in quite a while. At least it seems like, and then losing uh, Terrion Arnold
I was gonna
for
say
a
Terry Arnold's
while.
been in and out
Um,
both of his this year and his rookie year last year. He missed a decent amount of time.
So when they had everybody on the field, their defense is pretty solid because you have like probably the two best safeties in the league. Well, at least the combination. They're both all pros, I think. Kirby Joseph obviously has led the league in interceptions going back the last 3 or 4 years. Branch is probably like my favorite Lion right now. He's well, besides Gibbs, because you can't not love Gibbs.
Jimmy
But
Gibbs is
Branch
so much
plays
fun.
with an intensity and like a physicality that it's reminiscent of like old school football. Your Ed Reeds, your
Yeah,
Troy
he's
Polamalu's, your
he's an old school safety.
John Lynch.
He'll give you a catch over the middle, but you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, you're not going to get it easy. I do think sometimes he's got to let up a little bit because he's going to cost them yards
Yeah,
and stuff. But
nowadays.
sometimes I feel like there needs to be more from a referee or officiating standpoint, more emphasis on was it intentional? Were they intending to hit the helmet or something like that? Because sometimes I'm like, what else can they do? But I understand they got to like
Well, and I mean,
pretend they care.
technically by rule, as long as he's not leading with the crown of his helmet, there's not much they can do.
Yeah.
They're allowed incidental contact, but that's
How
all
do you
up
feel
to
about
their
that
discretion.
Parkinson touchdown?
What touchdown? That was not a touchdown.
Yeah.
that was not a touchdown. I'm sorry.
It's insane. I started to question whether it was even a catch.
Yeah, I mean he loses possession during it, but they somehow say he reestablished it. That's just
It looked like he was holding the ball with like the backs of his wrists as he was going down. You know what I mean?
yeah. It was awkward. I don't know how in the hell that went their
They
way. Maybe
reviewed it.
yeah. I mean it goes up there with calls that have gone the Rams' ways, like the no pass interference call against the Saints in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that was wild. People were saying that was an uncatchable pass, but that's not the point. I feel like sometimes.
I mean, when it's intentional like that, how can you really?
Yeah, I mean, so I started questioning whether it was even a catch. People were making the argument that, hey, they're going to be down at the 1 yard line anyways. They're going to score it, but that's not, to me, that's not the fucking point. Um,
Exactly.
Rams continue to roll.
Yeah,
Lions need Lions
this
need some
game
help.
this game does show me one thing though. This Rams team is exploitable. I mean, they've had a really good defense all year, but Detroit still put 34 up against them. I mean,
Yeah,
depending on who they get in the playoffs, all it takes is, not having Devontae Adams or not having Puka Nakua or not having Kyra Williams to just lose out on another ring. And I don't, Stafford's playing on given time as it feels like.
yeah. I mean, the Lions, they need a little bit of help. It's not so grim. I think they're what, 8-5,
They're
eight
eight and
and
six,
six.
8 and 6.
Um, Bears are at 10. Packers are at 9. Lions play the Bears again. So if the Packers can pull out a W and the Lions can beat them later, there's still some things that can happen. But they need to win out and they need some
Yeah, but
losses to happen.
the big thing to me is Detroit's third to last in teams that are still eligible to make the playoffs in the NFC, and they're hoping that between San Francisco, Seattle, Green Bay, Chicago, there's some pretty big losses there. And I mean, a lot of those teams do play each other, which helps
Yeah.
Detroit. I know San Francisco still has to play Seattle and Chicago. Chicago's playing Green Bay this week. They still have to play Detroit. There's still a lot that can go right for Detroit, but they've got to figure out something with this defense. This
If that
defense,
if that season finale Bears Lions game is win and in for both teams, that's gonna be like the most watched fucking game of all time. Ben
I mean,
Johnson, Caleb Williams against the Detroit Lions. Wow. Um, Crazy game. Not really that crazy. I didn't watch it, but my Saints beat my Panthers.
again, I mean, Carolina's fallen into the same boat as the rest of the NFC South. Who are they? Are they the team that can match up with like Green Bay, and they could almost beat anybody any given week, or the team that goes out and loses at the end of the game to New Orleans? I mean, my one thing I will say is this Saints team has been pretty decent at home. Their defense has been great at home, and they have two of their last three games are at home. So just look for the Saints to play a little bit more of a spoiler. Tyler Shuck is, you know, he has the most wins out of any rookie quarterback in this draft class.
And he didn't start. Well, people are gonna, my Shedeur fans are going to say, "Well, Shedeur didn't start until a couple weeks ago too." But if you're a Saints fan, there hasn't been a whole lot of things to be optimistic about. Salary cap still kind of a mess. Defensive kind of issues. There's not a whole lot of offensive weapons there. Kamara's on his last leg. Has he even been playing? I don't even know.
No, he's been hurt the last 2 or 3 weeks. And I mean, Devin Neal's been starting, but Devin Neal left this game in like the second quarter.
So if you're a Saints fan, the last month or so, you've kind of been feeling a little bit better. Things aren't so bad. Tyler Shuck, it looks okay, at least so far. I'm glad I traded for him. The next game is not very much to talk about. 49ers Titans.
I mean, yeah,
It is what you
it is what it
expected it
is.
to be.
Yeah.
Um, Indy at Seattle. This was kind of surprising for me. I thought Seattle
Phil,
would. I
Phil.
thought I thought Seattle was gonna win by like 20.
I mean, yeah, I didn't see many people that really gave Indy a chance in this game, but they
They
didn't
had
look
one.
bad. As I say, they didn't look bad. Philip Rivers definitely looked like a 44-year-old that's playing his first NFL game in 5 years, but or 4 years or whatever it is. But they kept it competitive. I mean, Seattle didn't get the lead until what 5 minutes left in the game.
No, it was yeah, I guess so because they traded back and forth field goals.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, you're right. But yeah, Seattle 6 field goals. They don't score. Interesting. Minnesota at Dallas.
they got nined. He he showed up.
Man. What a weird, two really weird
See,
teams.
they solved the Vikings' offense. They just got Justin Jefferson out of the spotlight. Like, they didn't need that guy. They got Jalen Naylor and Jordan Addison and T.J. Hawkinson. Who needs Justin Jefferson? Trade him to New England.
Well, I'm hoping for a big game from Jordan Mason because I've decided to start him at flex in a second
Not a
round do
bad,
or die.
not a bad shout against one of the worst rushing defenses in football.
That was kind of my
Shout out New
mindset
York.
there. But yeah, kind of. I thought Dallas would win. Minnesota's played pretty well the last couple weeks, the last 2 weeks at least. Um, yeah, and I guess the last game of the week, Monday, Miami at Pittsburgh. Um, Everything that you'd expect it to be.
I mean,
Pittsburgh's
yeah,
playing well,
both teams started out a little slow, but then once Pittsburgh really started getting the ball moving on the ground, it was just curtains.
and my boy Mike Tomlin kind of sounds in the Boo Birds a little bit. Aaron Rodgers is looking a little bit better, a little more comfortable at least. So
Yeah, that
now,
wrist is going to be interesting because being that age, playing with two fractures in your non-throwing wrist is still going to affect you.
now we move to week 15.
Week 15 or 16, week 16. We had a
Here's
bye week, so we're a little off.
here's a fucking game.
Thursday
Rams
night, yeah.
at Seahawks. I said, at the last time they played, I think they'll split and both teams will win at home. Rams won at home. Now they're playing the Seahawks at home. I'm taking Rams. The spread's 1.5. Rams are favored. It's not really a favorite because if you take the minus 1.5, they become plus 100. So it's basically a pick 'em. What say you? Over under 43.5. I'm going to take the over on that.
I was to say I think I got to go LA. I think this is going to be a game that we're going to see sort of the same old Sam Darnold we saw even last year, where they're going to get pressure on him, and he's sort of going to lose control of the offense. And I mean, they haven't figured out the running game at all, so I don't know how they're going to really stand up to this Rams defense. But I'd take the under. I'm these are two of the best scoring defenses in the league in Seattle. I mean, I'd take the under on this one, but give me the Rams.
Listen, bud. Why are you disrespecting Dick Hammer's grandson? Why?
Why? You're talking to a Patriots fan. We made him see ghosts on the field. Like I'll
He
never
was
forget that game.
he was playing for the Jets.
Yeah, but I mean,
The Jets. The Jets.
Ryan
Give me the
Fitzpatrick has some
Seahawks
stats with
at
the Jets.
home. Give me the Seahawks at home, 30-23.
Quick sidebar: JSN, the 2,000 yard season's dead at this point, basically.
Yeah.
Do you think he? Do you think that when we get to our talk of the every year, do you think he has a chance of breaking the record?
I need him to. I need him to get 300 yards this week.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I saw somebody talk about it. He needs to average just over 141 yards a game these last 3 weeks to break Calvin Johnson's record. So I mean, it's possible,
I
but
don't know.
he's got to do sort of what he did at the beginning of the year.
Philly at Washington. Philly is a minus 6.5 point favorite, over under 44.5. I'm going to take the Eagles, and I think they'll cover, and I'll take the under.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Philly here. Washington's defense has sort of just been a turnstile at this point. They've made some big some stops at the end of games to keep them in it, but I think Philly will be fine. I think this will be a big Saquon game. I think they're just gonna run him to death. But I think give me the under on the game. I think I think it's closer than we want. I'd probably take Washington to beat the spread, but
I see it as like a 30-13 or 30-10 type game.
I don't know. I mean, Marcus Mariota's looked pretty decent in this offense. I mean, they've been able to put up some points when he's been back there. Jaden Daniels is shut down for the rest of the year, which thank God. I don't know why they kept trying to bring him back. Anyways, they didn't really have much of a chance. But yeah, I think it'll be closer. I think it'll be more of a like a 24-20.
Let me tell you a little story, a little sidebar, if you will. Doing the podcasting thing and getting on TikTok and meeting different podcasts and trying to collab and make friends and stuff. There's this podcast. I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want there to be any beef. I don't think they watch these long form videos anyways. But it's NFC East fans all representing their team. There's four of them: Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Washington,
I think
and
I think I've seen some clips from these guys, but I can't remember the name of the podcast. But yeah,
14
continue.
rings is the name. What
Fair.
happens if somebody wins another one? You're gonna change your name. Anyways, the Washington guy, like 2 weeks ago, he posted a TikTok and it was, should we start talking about Dan Quinn's future? And I'm thinking, what the fuck is the matter with you? He
It's
just
his
took you,
second season.
and he just took you to an NFC Championship game. What, 11 months ago in
Last year, yeah, as I
January?
say, last year Jaden's been hurt basically all
The
year.
most of the
They've
year,
lost they lost a couple key pieces on their defense. I mean, give it a break.
it's ridiculous. Let's start talking. So he's had two draft class. He took you to an NFC Championship game when you didn't. No one believed you were going to be a playoff team. It's just that's why I kind of quit watching them because they say crazy stuff and it just I watch their stuff and it annoys the hell out of me. Hey, but if you're watching, if you're one of those guys, let's be friends.
Let's be friends. No need to be enemies. Go
Uh,
Patriots. Um,
Packers at Bears Saturday night.
man,
Dun
this is
dun
going to be a
dun.
game. I don't know which way to lean on this one because Chicago at home. I think the Bears win this game. Give me Chicago.
I think they do too, and I think they're gonna put it on the Packers, and
I
it's not
think
because of Micah. I think because Ben Johnson, like I feel like because the rivalry for the last 20 years or whatever has been so lopsided, and they're kind of rolling now, and they lost 2 weeks ago, and I just feel
narrowly
like the
by that.
Bears are
Yeah.
are gonna win by like double digits. Is kind of how I
I mean,
feel.
I wouldn't be surprised. The Bears have probably one of the most interesting defenses in the league because it's a defense that you can definitely get a lot
Yeah,
on, but they're the best defense in the league with takeaways. I mean, this is a team where you look at the Packers. I don't know if Christian Watson's going to be back, so
I
you're
think they
rolling
said
out.
he's not.
Yeah, I was going to say. So you're rolling out Jade Reed, who's basically still on one foot. Dontavian Wicks, who he is he going to catch it or not? That's probably like a 40-60 split. No Tucker Craft.
Yeah, the Packers
Josh.
offense in general has been kind of not scary overall.
Well, no, I mean Josh Jacobs has been Josh Jacobs, but he's also one hit to that calf just the right way, and he's gone.
Don't say that.
He's gone. Zach, he'll be gone, and he'll be in your
So
lineup,
we're both
and he'll be
taking
gone.
Bears. The over under is 46.5. I can see this being like a I'm gonna say
Give me
20.
the over. Yeah,
I'm gonna
give me the
say
over.
I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna say 27-17. 10 point.
I think this will be sort of similar to the first game where they'll get down to the wire. They'll sort of be trading blows at the end of the game, but I think the Bears defense do what the Packers did in Lambeau and you know force an interception or some sort of turnover at the end of the game to seal it. And if they split up the season, and Chicago looks to be sealing up their first NFC North title in what 7 seasons?
Man. Buffalo at Browns.
Bills.
Bills
Bills.
-10 over under 42.5. You're not giving the Browns a chance, huh?
No,
What are you, a fucking hater?
They're not gonna beat. They're not
Are
gonna
you
beat
a
the Buffalo.
hater?
No, but you really
It
think
sounds like you're hating
Shedeur
here.
Sanders is gonna beat the Buffalo Josh Allen?
Listen, to not take the Browns means you don't like Shedeur. You're part of the conspiracy to keep him down. Let me tell you
If
something that's
that's
really
what it
funny.
means to not pick Cleveland to win, then just
That's
put
what
me
it
on that
means.
list.
That's
I
what it
mean, put me
means.
on that list. You
Here's what
send me all the hate mail you want on social media. I don't.
I'll drop his email in the description.
Just
What's funny
dox
is
me
I was
real quick.
not docs, just give him your email. So during that game, I was watching the Browns Bears, and I remember I heard um, the QB wristband thing, and I posted in two different group chats, get ready for wristband gate, because I apparently like there was a mix up on plays on the wristband or whatever. And I said
You
prepare
can
for
talk
wristband gate,
wristbands all you want. I mean,
and
you got to know the
and
plays.
and there's been like 5 or 6 people that have brought that up in those videos that I post. Well, if they didn't give him the wrong wristband, that wouldn't have happened. Anyways,
You bring up the wristband thing all you want, but a couple years ago, Baker Mayfield got signed to the Rams when they needed a quarterback. They made a wristband for him of all the plays that they practiced, and then during that game, on I think 2 days of practice, Sean McVay called 0 plays that were on that wristband,
I didn't
and they
know that.
won. And they won that game.
I made the joke that when I was playing in high school, which the people that hate me aren't going to believe, and I was a middle linebacker, and when I got the opportunity to, I would rip those wristbands off the quarterbacks because the high school ones were like cheaper. They're kind of like
Yeah.
I would rip those off, and you know what? They would just run the quarterback would run off the field, get the play anyways, run back on. So they figured out how to call the play without those in high school. I would have thought Shedeur could do that.
Hey, easy now. Now you're just hating because it's Shedeur
Now I'm
fans.
hating.
You're racist.
I'm taking the Browns. It's like, no, I'm not. Bills are going to beat the
Don't.
Browns. I bet I'll say that Myles Garrett probably gets the record in this game, just because uh, Josh
Josh is
Allen obviously moves
Josh is
around. The
good for a
offensive
couple
line,
sacks. Yeah.
yeah, because he's going to try to move a bit, and he's going to get caught. So I think Myles Garrett can get the record here. I'll take the under because Browns defense is still pretty good, and I'll say something like 24-10 or 24-13 Bills.
Yeah, give me the Bills, but I think I'm going to take the over. I think this will be a game where they can run the ball to death over Cleveland, even though they're one of the better run defenses in the league. I think this will be a game I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo put up 30 plus points. But I mean,
Interesting.
they could do something crazy in this game, and you might get to halftime with a big enough lead. They might just put Ray Davis and Mitch Trubisky in the backfield and say, "Here, just run this game out."
That would be pretty wild if we got some Mitch Trubisky action.
That's my
Tampa,
quarterback.
Tampa at Panthers. Bucks -3 over under 45.5. What
This
say
is one of
you?
those games I don't know how to view this game because once again, what is Tampa Bay right now, and who are the Carolina Panthers? This is a team that went out and dominated Atlanta 30-0 back when Atlanta was healthy, but then they just lost to the Saints.
And they beat the Rams.
They beat the Packers.
They beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah. They it's a
The
team
Panthers
that
are fun, man. I'll say this. I talked a lot of shit on them about like preseason because I was like, I can only name like 5 or 6 players on this team. They don't scare me. I don't know them, but they've grown on me. I like them. I like the Bryce Young story, being the guy that everyone kind of gave up on, was benched last year, was kind of like everything's his fault because we gave up so much to get you, and that's not his fault either. But beating, like you said, the Packers, beating the Rams, beating the Cowboys, beating the Falcons 30-0. I mean, Falcons aren't really a good team, but in that kind of dominating fashion, it's interesting.
yeah, and I mean,
Bucks.
so
I'm taking the Bucks because they need to win if they want to get to the playoffs. I think they will. I don't
both of these teams
believe.
have to.
Yeah, I mean they're basically fighting for that spot in that division, but I think the Bucks obviously have the advantage all over the place. They got the better receivers, they got the better quarterback, better running back. Eh,
Yeah, I'd take Bucky
but
Irving over both of the guys in Carolina, but Give me Carolina at home. I mean, Carolina's got a pretty good underrated running defense with Derek Brown in the middle there, and if they're not moving the ball with Sean Tucker and Bucky Irving, I mean, how are they going to move it? Because
Give me
they haven't
give me
looked like they've
Luke
got the passing offense again.
give me Luke Kuechly to get like 24 tackles.
Man, if this was like 2015,
I'm gonna take the Bucks. I think there's too much firepower there. I'll say something like 27-20. So I think
give me
they'll be the over.
give me Carolina and give me the under. I mean, I think this is going to be like a 23 to 17, or I think it's going to be a low scoring game, and I think Carolina's going to win. And funny
Chargers
enough,
at
before we move on, you know the two quarterbacks that Carolina has to play the rest of the season?
no.
It's Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. They play Tampa Bay, Seattle, and Tampa Bay again.
Oh, wow.
So you're
That
looking at
sucks
the
for
two
them.
quarterbacks that they had on their roster not that long ago, and now they have to beat both of them to make the playoffs.
Uh oh. Chargers at Cowboys. Chargers are a fucking dog. 1.5 dog. Kind of. It's kind of more of a pick 'em. Over under 49.5. What say you?
This is an interesting game because both of them need to win to keep the playoff hopes strong. I mean, if Dallas loses us, they're out, I believe.
Yeah.
But the Chargers offense is interesting because you never know what you're going to get with this offense.
No, you don't.
Because even if they do good, is it going to be the running game? Is it going to be the passing game? Is it going to be a little bit of both? I think Dallas wins this game. Give me the Cowboys. You can give me the over probably. I mean, if you've
Damn.
watched basically any Cowboys game this year, that's
I'm conflicted. I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. I am conflicted. I'm gonna take the under for sure, I think.
49.5 points. That's
Damn, dude. I guess just out of favoritism, I'm taking the Chargers because Jim Harbaugh.
Jim.
Um,
He looks older
I
every
just
time I see him on camera.
yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers and do like a 28-24. How's that? Did I put them?
28.
Did I
That's
say?
52. Yeah,
All right,
that's
then
over.
over. Yeah, I lied.
Give me the
Over.
give me the over. I did math. Give me the over.
28-24 Chargers. Vikings at Giants. Vikings -3, over under 43.5. What say you?
This will be the game that the Giants win and ruin that draft pick. I think you're gonna get another one of those iffy JJ McCarthy games. I think everybody's expecting the Vikings to, blow up, especially on the ground. I think it's just gonna sort of falter this week. I think they're gonna come out. They're gonna throw the ball 40 something times. JJ McCarthy's gonna have two or three interceptions, and the Giants win this one by, at least three. I mean, I definitely take them to beat the spread because they're a dog at home. But
I'm going to take the Vikings just because the Giants' defense is not very good. I'll probably take. I'll take the over. I think it could be like a 27-17, 28-17 type game. Yeah. KC at Titans.
I think I'm going to take the better of the two quarterbacks in this one. So give me Cam Ward and the Titans. I think they've sort of slowly pieced it together. I they've started running the ball and running it decent. Cam Ward's making plays down the field. I don't know if he's still on pace for this, but I've got to check if Chimere DK is still on pace to break Darren Sproles' all-time all-purpose yard record. But I think the Chiefs are sort of just gonna stall out the season. They don't, they're not playing for anything. Mahomes is gone. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but give me Tennessee.
Yeah, very interesting. Because like you said, I feel like they've had the wind knocked out of them. I do kind of like Gardner Minshew. I think everyone kind of does. He's kind of got a cool little personality, guy
Yeah,
you'd want to
he's Gardner
hang
Minshew.
out
Yeah,
with or something. I'll take I'll take Titans at home as like a feel good story for them. Hey, we beat the a
we
team
beat the
that's won a lot.
Chiefs.
But I'll take the Chief or well, if I take the Titans outright, who cares? Bengals at Dolphins. Here's a game no one cares about anymore.
Yeah, at this point in the season, I mean, I still think Cincinnati will win, but
They're talking about
this is
making a QB change in Miami, so I think I'll take the Bengals too.
yeah. As I say, it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for the Dolphins. The Bengals defense has been ho hum. I mean, they just got you know embarrassed by Baltimore, but they almost Baltimore almost had a competitive game a couple weeks ago that some calls happened where guys were out of bounds when they should have had a catch. You know, they had some drops. They had the Isaiah Likely fumble that went out of the back of the end zone that sort of ruined the momentum of the game for Baltimore. So they're back. They look like they're back on schedule, but I don't think Miami's going to do much. I mean, Devon Achane might have a decent game, but outside of that, I think you're hoping somebody can just get in there, get the ball to Jalen Waddle, and he can take it another 50 yards to the house on his own.
Jets at Saints.
Saints in New
I'm taking
Orleans.
Saints too.
Saints. I think they win by more than 4.5.
Yeah, like I said, I've been considering making the change from Dart to Shuck just because they're playing the Jets. Shuck runs quite a bit too. He's been
He
like their
does.
leading rusher several of the last weeks. Give me the Saints at home. I think they'll cover two. I think it'll be over 40.5 because I can see it being like I keep saying like 27-28 to 17, 27-20, something like that.
I think I'd take the under on that one. I think it might be more of a 17-10, something like that.
Here's a show us who you are. Take the mask off. Jags at Broncos. Broncos -3 over under 45.5.
This is one of those games where I sort of want to take Jacksonville, but at the same time, I know as soon as I pick Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is going to have one of those games where he throws multiple interceptions, doesn't go over 150 yards passing. I think I just take Denver at home. This is one of those games where I wouldn't be surprised if Bo Nix sort of popped off at 300 and a couple touchdowns, and RJ Harvey has a decent game, in both the rushing and receiving game, which really sucks going up against Bo Nix this week. But
Yeah, I'm kind of on board with you. I just feel like Denver's rolling. They're at home. Trevor Lawrence is so hit and miss. Give me Denver. Atlanta at Cardinals, another kind of whatever game.
yeah, I mean, it's that point of the year
I'll,
though. We get
I'm just going to say Cardinals.
Yeah, give me Arizona at home. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's definitely a quarterback that could beat Atlanta.
They've been putting up some decent. I mean, they've been scoring like over 20 a game. It seems like with him there. So, I mean, you really just got to focus on Bijan, and they've kind of stuck around with some much better teams. So, give me
They have, but
Cardinals.
they've also had some really bad games against the bad teams. The NFC South this whole season has been, they've been decent against good teams at points. They've been terrible against bad teams. But I mean, Arizona, Trey McBride might just beat Atlanta by himself.
Pittsburgh at Detroit. Here's a game.
Here is a game, and this is a game that I'm sorry, Lions fans, you might not win this game. That
I'm taking
defense that has
Lions.
to, that defense has to show me they can stop somebody. That's the thing. Is
Well, if they're
you
going to
know,
stop anybody, it's going to be 45-year-old Aaron Rodgers and Kenneth Gainwell.
yeah, but if there's anybody that sort of put a dagger in the Lions, it would be 45-year-old ghost of the past, Aaron Rodgers,
No.
and just Kenny Gainwell having a random game. I mean, who knows? This has the feel of, I don't know if you remember the Colts. I think it was the Colts and the Lions, probably about 5-6 years ago now. Philip Rivers was the quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenneth Gainwell had the game that Nyheim Hines had, where he had about 100 total yards and 3 touchdowns.
Don't say that. I'm taking Lions.
Let's have some fun with it. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat the
I'm going to say
Detroit Lions at
Lions.
home.
I'm going to say Lions 30-23. I'm going to take the under. Raiders at Texans. Lamb for the slaughter.
Houston, Houston,
Houston
and
by
it's
a
not.
lot.
I would even be tempted almost to not have the Raiders cover the 14.5 point spread.
Yeah, I'm thinking Texan wins by like 24,
This might.
27. I think they can get the over by themselves. So I'm going to take
This
Texans
game,
to a
yeah,
big win over 37.5. Patriots at
yeah.
Baltimore. Here's another game.
This one's tough. I mean, I wanna say it, but at the same time, give me Baltimore in this game.
Oh wow.
I think I think we're gonna sort of hit a little bit of a rough patch before we get going again when we finish the year out. But I think Baltimore takes this one. They're playing. It feels like they're playing with a little more to lose this week than than New England is.
I
I
just
think it'll be under. I think it'll be under the 48.5. But give me Baltimore.
for me, if Lamar had been playing better than he has been, I think I would take the Ravens, but I think I'm going to go Patriots just because the Ravens offense hasn't been very threatening. So I'll
At the
take
same
Patriots
time,
in a
I don't think we're going to get enough pressure on Lamar to really throw him off his game. I think he'll be perfectly fine. I think
I'll
they'll
take
run the ball
Patriots.
decent. Maybe
And
Baltimore.
I guess I'll take the under. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're both taking the under. Yeah.
And then finally, 49ers at Indianapolis. 49ers minus 6.5. Over under 46.5. What say you, sir?
You give me San Francisco. I think everything will be perfectly
Yeah.
fine here. I think this will be one of the games where Philip Rivers just looks like a 44-year-old quarterback that obviously retired for a reason. He's I think he had his shot at coming back for glory against Seattle. I don't think he stands much of a chance against San Francisco. I don't think this game's even close to that 6 points.
I felt the same way about Seattle. Um, apparently the Colts defense can play, and they're still trying to do something. The 49ers are
I
going to
think the
win this
defense is
game,
relatively healthy.
cover also, but I'll take probably the under because I don't. The Colts aren't probably going to score very much. They might score like 14.
Yeah, I think you'd have
And
to take the under right now because
I'll do like 28-14 49ers.
bad. I think I'd probably go more of a 20-13.
Well, I think that just about wraps us up at the 120 mark. Do you have anything to say to the fans at home?
Uh, no, not necessarily. I don't know if you want
The
to
millions and millions.
the millions and millions of fans around the world, but I think They're all waiting for Ketchum Classic. Dad joke.
I don't really have one. I'm just here. I'm alive.
Here, Trevor Lawrence. Big
All
moments
right,
coming.
folks. Jive Sports, whatever episode, whatever week it was, signing out.